Welcome to episode 4. Welcome to McDaniel's Farm. I'm Heather McDaniel. This is episode 4 of 5 Minutes from the Fenceline. So today I want to talk about algorithms and seeking the truth. So what are you seeking on the internet? What types of things are you looking at? What types of things are you Googling? Because when you Google something, that means you're looking for something, right? You're researching, it's the same thing. You're looking it up, you're researching, you're studying. Many people are finding the truth on the internet. I did. I never read a book. How? Something called algorithms. Let's talk about the steps of truth just for a minute, and then we'll talk about algorithms. How it kind of works for most people that wake up, because I've watched a lot of interviews of people that have woken up to the truth about the Sabbath and how the end times are going to play out. First of all, you notice something is not right. You notice something is either not right in your life, or you notice there's something wrong with your church. Okay, sometimes at the same time, or it might be the church first and then your life. Something just isn't right, okay? In my case, if you read my testimony or watched the video, the first thing I noticed that was weird about my church 35 years ago was that the music changed. That was a big wake-up call. And then we just couldn't find a church after that. We noticed that churches were turning dark. We noticed they took the hymnals out. People were dressing down at church and wearing shorts. They had the screens down during church, with kind of like rock music. They had earphones or earplugs in the lobby. We just noticed a big change in the church, and we really had a difficult time finding a church for our son to attend. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to start observing, because you know something's wrong. You're trying to figure out what it is. So you're trying to observe, maybe look at some different churches, church hop, try some churches online. Then it becomes an obsession, because you know there's just something not right, okay? The point where I knew something really wasn't right is when that October 7th thing happened over in Jerusalem, and they started that genocide on this people in Gaza. And I know that Jesus wouldn't have wanted that. So I knew that was completely wrong. Not only now, there wasn't just something not right in the churches, there was something seriously wrong in the churches. And the last straw was when they started collecting money to try to build a third temple to resume animal sacrifices. That's completely wrong. And if you look up some scriptures in the Bible, it is totally wrong. We do not need to be resuming animal sacrifices, because Jesus was the last sacrifice for us. No sacrifice is needed after that. So then your obsession turns to research. This is the common thing that everybody has in common that woke up. They spent a lot of time studying. Sometimes it was on their own. Sometimes somebody handed them a book. It could have been on the internet. Like I said, I never read a book until after I did my research on the internet. So for me, it was probably 6 to 8 weeks of intense study. Other people, everybody's different. It might have been a few weeks, might have been longer. Then, when you're studying, you take some time to ponder, reflect, and pray. Because your brain's kind of playing tricks on you, because you've been kind of brainwashed your whole life, being taught one way. And when I say being taught, what I mean is that the pastor interpreted the Bible in a certain way, okay? And that's what they were taught in seminaries. So a lot of the pastors don't realize they're doing it, but there probably are some pastors that do. The next thing you're really trying to do is now you really, really want to find the evidence. So now you're really seeking God for the truth. If you seek God for the truth, you're going to get it. Something happened to me the very next day. So where do we seek the truth? You can pray and ask God to show you the truth. You can study your Bible, internet videos. You can also sign up for free Bible studies on our website. Now, let's talk about algorithms for a minute, because I think this is kind of cool. You're like, how there's so many tens of thousands of websites and way more videos than that on the internet. How in the world did you find these videos? I didn't. God sent them to me. I never knew those people I watched. So algorithms can actually work in your favor when you're seeking the truth, because you're Googling words. You might be Googling words like, how to keep the Sabbath, or what is the Sabbath? Different things like that. So algorithms on the computer, they analyze the user's behavior They analyze your preferences and your content that you're looking for. And then to maximize your engagement, you're going to start seeing videos pop up on your screen that are related to that topic. That's what happened to me. Happens pretty quickly too. Because they're trying to capture your attention. Of course, you know, the whole motivation behind all that is ads, but still, it works in your favor. Another thing that the algorithms are, they're basically invisible forces that shape what you see and experience online. These algorithms are constantly learning and adapting to your behavior. So if you all of a sudden started typing in gambling, and that was like your big thing for a while, then you're going to start getting gambling ads. You're going to start getting gambling websites. You see how this works? So when you're seeking the truth, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get more websites. They're the topics that you're looking for. So be careful what you're looking for on the internet. Use our website for a resource. Feel free to contact us if you have any questions. If you need us to pray for you, put your comments in the section. People that have already figured the truth out, we want to hear from you in the comment section. How did you find the truth? People are looking, they're searching. Some people are probably a little bit scared, but you don't need to be scared. God's going to be with you. Pray to God earnestly. Ask Him for the truth. Say, I really want to understand. Here's what I prayed. I said, God, show me the truth. Show me where we are in history, and show me how the end times play out. And He did, just within a matter of weeks. Okay? So I want you to be encouraged by the message today. And our next video is going to be a little bit more on this topic. All right? Okay, we'll see you next time at the fence line.